Oh, hey. Hey, how's it going? Hey, Gray Sky. How's it going? Testing, testing. Can you guys hear me? Let's see here. Trying to get this thing looking good. What's kind of wrong with this thing? All right, awesome. Thanks. Trying to adjust. It's this. Oh, yeah, there we go. There we go. Good evening, wonderful horseshoe. Gray Sky, what's going on? So, guys, we're out here tonight. Was actually going to go to a different location, but I'm at the same location I was at last week because it is extremely windy and it might rain a little bit. So I got like this little overpass thing here that's going to cover me from the rain and the wind. So we're out here today with a sign that says "Not vegan yet." 3 quick questions, and we are asking the public 3 quick questions. And I bet you want to know what they are. So they are, what is veganism? And then I'll ideally dismantle the commonly perceived definition of veganism. And then, do you respect animals? And then, can you be against animal abuse if you pay for it? So those are the 3. What's going on, guys? How are you? You guys want to try? So I'm kind of just out here starting. If you move anybody, he gonna pay. All right. Well, welcome everybody. We have just started, and we're going to try to get some conversations out here tonight. Most of the public don't know that you can get all of your vitamins and nutrients from a vegan plant-based diet, and you don't need anything from an animal to survive and thrive. And most people are against animal abuse. So once they find this out, a lot of people have questions and would consider going vegan. The reason me and other activists are out here is because 98% of the world is not vegan, and unfortunately, truth is suppressed and eclipsed by the monetary engine of industry and ag and pharma and military. So we have to hit the individual level, get out there on the individual level, and find those people that are against hurting animals. So welcome. Welcome, everybody. This is my sign, "Not vegan yet." 3 quick questions. And we're just talking to the public. We're trying to. Let's see. I feel like the chat might not be. Oh, there we go. Okay. Hey, Running Man. How you doing? Welcome. And nice to see you, too. I'm sorry you think that. You know, it took me 30 years to realize, or for someone to communicate with me and make me realize that what I was doing was fucked up. So, what's going on, guys? How are you? You guys want to try? All right. It took me 30 years for somebody to come and get my attention and really intercept me in a very um, potent way. And people that are against animal abuse and that actually respect animals will change, but the thickening is so thick. What's going on, buddy? How you doing? You want to try?
What's that?
3 questions.
I'm not gonna buy anything, but if you want
Yeah.
questions,
Are you okay
I
being on my
I
YouTube?
can give you 3 possible answers.
Okay. First question is, do you know what veganism is? Do you know can you tell it to me? Or
The idea and narrative of not eating meat.
Sure, philosophy. So
mean, that's a very
many
generic-
many people think it's about food, but it's not. So that's where I like to correct people. It's more so, it's a philosophy about not hurting others and not rejecting or rejecting the commodification of others
So that
for
could
sensory
include
pleasure.
somebody using different products to build shoes.
No, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the paying for it. So when you're paid directly for meat, cheese, milk, and eggs, you're paying directly for the direct exploitation. So it's not quite as nuanced as what you're referring to. I know what you mean, though. Um, so you get the definition. My second question is, do you respect animals yourself?
Of course, I've got multiple animals.
Yeah, me too. I have a few myself. And the third one is hard, but I myself can't judge anybody because I did it for 30 years. Do you think you can still respect them while paying for them to die? That's the tough one.
Can you repeat the question?
Can you still respect animals or be a person that stands against that, and an example that stands against that while simultaneously paying for them to die, like to go to
I
slaughter?
would never pay.
So you're a vegan then?
I would
Or-
never pay for an animal to die.
Yeah, well, if you're not vegan, you are. That's the,
It sounds like kind of a trick question.
it's not, it's
I
not.
would never pay for.
Exactly, and that's why I like to intercept. That's a lot of us are going out now and kind of intercepting the public because I thought the same thing for 30 years. You think, okay, it's normal, it's necessary, it's nice. Everyone's doing it, so it must be right. But when we go to the POS system or like the cash register and we pay for it,
Well, here's the deal. I don't eat chicken.
yeah,
I don't eat beef.
yeah,
I do eat fish
yeah,
uh, because that, frankly, is more sustainable than chicken. Is it truly right?
yeah,
Probably not.
yeah. I mean, that's an awesome step, like not eating chicken and not eating meat. The crux of it is, though, we don't need anything from an animal. Like the greatest health organizations in the world, the ADA, I don't know if you're familiar, they lamented recently that from pregnancy to elderhood, you can be vegan. You don't need anything extra.
The only line that I'll draw there is that
Yeah.
the level of protein that you need depends on your lifestyle.
Okay.
Like you can't sustain yourself on just black beans.
Not just black beans, but and it'd be tough to sustain yourself on just red meat, and you'd probably be inundating your body with cholesterol.
don't eat
I know, but it just as an anecdote, as an example. As long as you eat enough food, you're going to get enough calories. You're going to get enough
It's not so much
nutrition.
calories, it's protein.
Yeah, but what else comes with the protein in animal products? Like, do you know the full gamut?
Is it processed?
No, just regular fish. Say, do you know what else is in fish, per se?
Well, certainly get a lot of
Hi guys.
vitamins.
Yeah, you get a lot of vitamins, omegas, but there's plaque promoting.
Salmon?
Yeah, but there's plaque promoting cholesterol. There's still copious amounts of saturated fat. There's
But
toxic chemicals.
Those are actually good fats.
I wouldn't say that. No,
The fats that you get out of salmon are
Yeah.
certainly better than the fats that you would get.
I would agree with
out of
that.
meat.
I would agree with that.
Out of red meat.
But let me rein it back. I like to
I'm
rein
not
it.
here to argue.
Let me rein it back. I know nutrition, and we can all go on forever with nutrition, but we can all agree that we can still thrive and survive and thrive on a plant-based diet. And if we can, my whole point of being out here is just ask people, why the hell are we doing this? Then if we don't need it, well, I mean, even fish have pain receptors that are 10 times more potent than humans. They're called nociceptors.
Yeah. My daughter is a senior in biochemistry at
Oh,
the
cool.
University of Maryland.
Yeah.
We have these conversations all the time.
Yeah.
If she was here,
Yeah.
you'd probably not be able to compete with her.
Okay.
Because we literally have these
Okay.
conversations.
I would challenge you, if you want, you can take one of my cards, check out my YouTube
Yeah,
channel.
of course.
I do dialogues like this all the time. I'm pretty keen on nutrition myself. I have a little bit of a past, but I'm sure she's amazing. The
And
question
she's
I want to leave
actually-
you with,
She's a pre-vet major, so.
I mean, that's great,
we
but that's,
are all into.
I mean, it's an institution that's built by capitalism. We can't say that all information that comes out of schools is 100%
No, but
concise and clear.
my point being that we, as a family, we are 100% behind animals,
Yeah,
which is why we really don't, we don't
yeah.
eat red meat, we don't eat chicken.
Why don't you eat chicken? Like, why don't you eat beef? Is it because of like the you know, like your heart tells you that you know that somebody's hurting because of it.
Because you've got these farms that have millions and billions of chickens just sitting around doing
Yeah,
nothing, running around in circles,
yeah. Huge. I mean, that's yeah, exactly.
and I just don't like it.
We're so
And
disconnected from that. We are by design disconnected to that
so now,
from that.
we are all guilty to some degree.
Oh, all of us. Vegans are not perfect. Vegans are not perfect, and I like to lament that. We cause harm peripheral, crop deaths. We can step on insects. Sure, I might use a phone that has rubber or drive a car that has rubber, but that's not what it's about. It's not what it's about.
I realize
It's a red herring. It's a red herring.
It's not just about
The
like not eating like a chicken or not
Yeah.
eating.
Well, it's not exacting our might over somebody that has no choice. We're just saying your body, my choice. Even with fish, we're saying your body, my choice. I'm going to take your life. Same with like dairy. Dairy's more cruel than beef. Like if you look underneath dairy, it's more cruel than beef because there's rape involved, there's murder involved, there's taking a child away, and we're saying, my taste pleasure eclipses your body autonomy. It's just simple. It's simple. And if we can all agree that we don't need these things for our nutrition, then we can definitely make the assumption that we can go vegan and be protectors and not
So
bullies.
I work in software.
Yeah,
90% of the people I work with are
Yeah.
East Indians,
yeah, yeah,
and
Yeah.
I can tell you, if you're hanging out when you're not working and you're having a lunch with them,
yeah.
they will tell you everything.
They know about the dairy industry, or
Well, first off, they don't get your cow.
yeah. So they don't drink milk.
No,
They're no milk. So they must be vegan.
no.
They must be vegan.
They're all vegan.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, yeah, for sure. I mean, if they're all vegan, because they know that dairy eclipses beef.
But they will eat fish.
Okay, okay.
They will eat fish.
They might not have educated themselves on fish yet. I mean, there's a book called What a Fish Knows. You've got to read it if you're interested in the inner lives
But
of
they
fish.
they won't go anywhere near red meat. They won't
Yeah.
go anywhere near chicken.
Yeah,
They are 100% vegetarian. Now,
yeah,
yeah, there's probably some gray. in
yeah.
there.
Well, vegetarian. I mean, vegetarian still is. Vegan is like and vegetarian. They're so bipolar. They're so polarized. They're not even close to the same.
But they will eat eggs.
Yeah, and then eggs are. If you didn't know, when
will
you
eat eggs.
when you pay for eggs, you're paying for a bunch of male chicks just to go into a blender because all the male chicks they're not useful, so they go into a blender.
We could go in cycles.
No, we can't. We can't go in cycles. It's simple. And
No,
if
no, what I'm saying is we could go talk about this.
Yeah, yeah.
Forever.
But let me ask you, how many more animals or fish would have to die before you became vegan?
I don't know.
It's a question. It's just a question to reflect on. And I like to leave people with that. And I know it's tough to hear. And like I said, I did the same thing for 30 years. I didn't know any better. But once we know better and like we're intercepted, like we can make these strong freaking choices that are exemplary, and we can leave a legacy.
Well, here's the deal. I don't eat red meat.
Yeah.
I rarely eat red meat anymore.
Yeah.
I don't eat pork.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah,
chicken.
you're healthier than probably many people just because of that. All the cholesterol.
Honestly, I mean, it's for a number of reasons. One, just makes me feel like shit.
Oh yeah, and it's a like you already know it's disgusting what happens behind the scenes, like the cows, the pigs, the
I'm from
chickens.
the state of Washington. There
Yeah.
used to be
Oh, cool. Yeah, I lived there for a
There
while.
used to be a big, I don't know what they call them, huge yard where they would basically process red meat.
Right.
They would take,
Yeah, and
and so when I went to school, when I was driving over there from Seattle to Eastern Washington, I had to drive by there every
Yeah, and
year,
smelled
like
probably, too.
5 times, and you could see what's going on.
yeah, yeah.
And that. So
Yeah, it's like-
that was 30 years ago.
If we knew that, like when we went to the cash register and everybody was like, "Okay, this is what you're agreeing to when you give me this money now," most people would not do it, right? Because we're so bifurcated from it by the 1% in the monetary engines, ag and the such, that it's all just like. It's business as usual, societal flow. Nobody thinks twice. But I put some resources on that card of just movies and nutrition
Yeah, no, I
videos,
got
my YouTube channel, and I'll tell you, I've been vegan 11 years. My daughter's vegan. My family's vegan. My mom and dad are not vegan yet. But that just shows you that it's when you're ready to hear the message, or when you're ready, you'll exact like accordingly.
So I'll just give you a little advice. So I'm probably 20 years older than you.
Yeah. Okay.
it's one of those conversations that's a holy war. You're never going to convince somebody
Yeah.
100% to switch. But there's certainly an opportunity to really educate people, which is
Hmm.
actually what happened to me.
Yeah.
Meaning, my ex-wife and I, we just stopped eating red meat. We
Yeah.
stopped,
Yeah.
for the most part, eating chicken. My two daughters, who are in college,
Yeah.
they're more or less, I would say, 90% vegetarian.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're gonna have, they're gonna go out with friends and have a pizza.
Yeah.
And you know what? There's probably gonna be some pepperoni on there.
Yeah. No, I got you. Like,
You don't have to be
you're not going to do it.
vigilant to the point
Yeah.
where, you're out with friends. You're like, oh,
Yeah.
you can't eat pepperoni.
Yeah, but then
Like,
we bring it back to the animal outlook. So the animal doesn't care if you're doing it casually. It's just that's its whole life. You know what I mean? Like that one outlier circumstance is its whole life. And I know what you're saying with you're not going to change anybody right off the bat. I probably haven't, but we can at least plant seeds that might marinate.
I'm all about planting seeds.
Yeah,
Somebody
and
planted a seed with me like 20
yeah,
years ago, and I was like, yeah, you know what? I really don't.
it sticks.
Red meat.
It sticks.
Really.
Yeah.
So, but you can't expect people to just.
No, but the thing is, like, the reason why we're out here is because 98% of people are not vegan, and there's no money behind veganism at all. It's not like I'm doing any of this for money. There's zero monetary inertia. So all the inertia is from the meat eaters, the steak, the milk, the cheese, the eggs. That's where all the inertia is. So in order for us to penetrate into like that societal flow, we have to individually meet at the level. And if we don't do it individually, it's nothing will change, and people will keep doing things.
So I'm going to go to the
Yeah, no, I appreciate you stopping by.
But so here's a really good example. So
Yeah.
I go fishing. Well, not now, not in the wintertime, but I go fishing with a buddy of mine from Jersey.
Yeah.
And he's as Jersey as you freaking get.
Yeah.
Just like Jersey.
Yeah, he's got the accent probably.
All of
Yeah.
that. And but we'll sit there, and when you're sitting on a boat, you're just like doing nothing. You're gonna strike up conversations about everything and anything.
Yeah, when you're idle. Yeah.
And we had talked about this before, and I will do just that. I will drop the seeds on politics, on food, nutrition.
Yeah.
And
It's all you can do sometimes. The people's confirmation bias.
You never know where that goes.
Yeah.
Or what that leads to.
We don't have any metrics on how we're changing people to be vegan yet. But at some point, once more people go vegan and there's more political framework and things change, which they will change, we'll know, we'll be able to track better how we're changing the world for the better.
Yeah, but it
you know?
comes down, you just don't want to be militant.
You can't be militant. And that's why I try to impart like friendliness. Like I have colleagues that are much more militant than me, and it's like, ooh, I couldn't do that.
That's never going to sell somebody.
But it might sell somebody because each person's going to recept in a different style.
But it's like religion. Like if you go to a church,
yeah.
or somebody's standing on the corner over there,
yeah,
and they're preaching the Bible, and they're Bible thumper. Like that's never going to help.
It's not.
But if you say, hey,
yeah,
Christ can be here for you.
Yeah. Yeah, the approach matters for sure, Friendliness. We're all interconnected. Me and you, we're all from the same energy, I believe. And it's like it wouldn't make sense to be militant about it. In my humble opinion, I have colleagues that differ, but I think that human-to-human approach and that kindred spirit type of energy is the way to attack things. Yeah, but what's your name, man?
I'm John.
I'm Jimmy. Nice to meet you.
Jimmy, nice
Fellow
to meet
Jay.
you.
Well, thanks for stopping by. I really appreciate it. And you got my card.
It's like just listen to people.
Yeah. I didn't expect you to stop. Well, thank you so much.
I appreciate it.
Have a great night. Here. Okay, guys, he kind of got off camera there. Anyway, how's everybody doing? Did anybody hear that? Hey, what's up, Chip? Going on, sir? Did anybody hear that dialogue? I think it picked up. I think he felt like getting off the camera. Okay, awesome. He realized that he didn't want to be on camera for that long, or he realized where the conversation was and, where it went and didn't want to be on camera. Awesome, Chip. I watched you this morning too. Awesome live stream, sir. You had so many conversations today. I love the guy that just did it up and walked off once you brought up slavery. Hi guys, how are you?
I'm never gonna be.
Oh, I could challenge you. Somebody yelling at me?
Maybe vegetarian.
Oh, okay. Okay. So yeah, if you're trying to change minds, I think the way to do it is come from a nutritional standpoint. Leon, that's great, but I would disagree with that. I think the ethics is much more potent and much stronger, and that's something that's going to change minds. Chip says, thanks, James. There will always be people who get offended when their ideas are challenged. Exactly. You know, I don't know about you, Chip, but even me, when I was confronted with veganism, I was definitely oppositional with it until just at a certain point, truth just eclipses all things. But yeah, I thought that was a nice conversation, and I gave him a card, and I think that he's going to seriously consider it. I told him about fish and the eggs, and we kind of had a few hits there, which are good. It's good to be contentious sometimes. Dairy Fairy, Steven says. Okay, thank you, sir. JK, your plant food is grown with animal byproducts. JK, that's not why we're out here. 98% of the world is not vegan, okay? So, of course, there are byproducts ubiquitously sprinkled throughout the planetary canvas, and they're being used and monetized by agriculture. But we're just out here asking people to stop voting with their dollar for the direct exploitation of animals for meat and cheese, milk, eggs, seafood, and honey. So you are presenting a red herring, kind of a distraction, just to enlighten you on that one. Oh, okay. Sorry about that, Stephen. I take it all back. How do you make money? Shelley, that is irrelevant how I make money. Papers, should the powerful have the right to oppress the powerless? Yeah, that's what our chip guy says. Should the powerful have the right to oppress the powerless? That's it. That's the crux of our kind of reason we're out here. What's going on, buddy? How you doing? Is asking that question. Heme iron, vitamin B12, HDL cholesterol, only found in animal products. Do you think you need heme iron? You don't need heme iron. And you can find iron in a variety of plants. B12 comes from the soil, and that is not coming from an animal. What's going on, guys? How are you? You guys want to try?
All right for now, thank you.
And what was your other one? Cholesterol? Yeah, we don't need cholesterol. We make cholesterol, dude. The nutrition thing is so off the table. Like, it's ridiculous. Our ancestors had an animal diet. Oh, my God. How many times are we going to hear the animal or ancestor argument presented? I mean, give me a break. I don't even want to respond to that now. Baber says, who's the powerless in this situation? Animals they're raised by farmers that care for them. They get fed, they get their medicine, blah, blah, blah. When did power become part of this? I think Chip is going to answer you, but I'll tell you, Vapor, your perception is so distorted. I mean, how can you not see somebody getting their throat slit after living a great life for somebody's taste pleasure as not the might exacting their right on the powerless? Oh, okay, cool. There's three questions. The first one is, do you know what veganism is? Most people think it's food, and it's not. It's not about food. It's about literally rejecting the exploitation and use of others for our pleasure, taste satisfaction, and the like. The second question is, do you respect animals yourself?
I respect animals,
Yeah. I have a few animals. A lot of my friends have animals. But my third question is, do you think you can still respect animals while paying for them to be kind of set up in an assembly line and go to slaughter?
Absolutely.
Can you amplify on that? Like, explain that?
The reason why most animals are here, and like I said,
Take care, sir.
I don't know. I'm completely just making this up on top of my head.
Yeah.
Animals are here to be eaten.
Okay. I mean, I think that was told to us by something.
Well, it's the only way we can survive. I mean, when it comes to the farmers that grow
Yeah.
all these plants,
Yeah.
the amount of machines and everything and the little bugs that
Oh,
they're killing are in
absolutely. The peripheral, billions.
billions.
But there's a big difference between,
compared to the 4 deer I shoot.
Yeah.
Every two deer a year that I shoot
yeah.
to feed me and my family for
Yeah.
a little while.
But I would posture back and I would say, do you think we need anything from an animal for nutrition? Like anything in an animal?
Absolutely.
Like, can you name what they are?
Well, I need protein, and I don't like nuts.
Yeah. I mean, but you can concede that you can get protein from nuts if you wanted to.
Yeah, but I won't.
Right?
I
So,
choose-
okay, I see. So it's more like it's more of a convenience thing or a kind of taste pleasure or taste enjoyment thing.
And it kind of like you were saying before, we're lining them up. It's like chickens in a chicken coop. We're just lining them up to eat them. It's
Yeah.
kind of survival of the fittest, you know? I mean, if they were above us, they would be lining
Yeah.
us up, eating us.
But that, yes.
But we're above them in
Yeah.
the food chain, so we
I mean,
get to do that.
We
Not
can, I
that
mean,
privilege.
you can imbue millions of hypotheticals, or if this, then
Yeah,
that, if this, then that.
Of course.
But like right now, we are in charge of all of them. Basically, we have the power. We are the apex. So,
Yeah.
do we want to be protectors or do we want to be bullies? And that's a question we can all just answer, and we can exact accordingly, be examples accordingly. It's really simple in almost 2025 now. You know, so. It goes back to the animal outlook. You know, you might have your 4 deer that say, you know, or 2 deer that you kill
Yeah. Usually.
during the year.
If I'm lucky.
But to them, I got you. But to them, it's their entire life, like just wiped out for the sake of, you know, taste,
Yeah.
pleasure,
Yep.
and enjoyment. So you mean you're pretty consistent there with that then.
Yeah, that's fine.
So yeah, would there be anything that would tilt your kind of perspective and make you? I mean, it really comes down to a behavior. It's like our actions say one thing, or our values say one thing. I'm a protector. I have a family. But then all of a sudden, our values, our actions say the opposite, and we just kind of create this divide where there's no consistency. You know, and we're in 2025, and we can easily buy all of our stuff plant-based. It's so easy. We have all these options readily available.
So what are these, like,
I mean, you
how,
could-
how are we getting these plants? What's the
Well-
process to get this plant?
Well, in order to get a plant, there's a whole big myriad of processes. But the big thing that it comes back down to is when you pay for a plant-based offering, you are not paying for the direct exploitation of an animal. When you pay for an animal product, you are paying for the direct exploitation of an
Shooting
animal.
a couple deer
Yeah,
and having a few goats and some cow in the backyard, right over here actually.
yeah.
How is that really
We-
like supplying these mats? Because
Yeah.
I'm providing the little, just me, just
Yeah.
my family, couple
Yeah.
animal. You know, I mean, and yes, I am going in that store right now to buy chicken. That
Yeah.
has been wherever it's been.
Yeah.
But killing an animal to eat it is perfectly humane and
Well, do you like think about that sentence? Like you just used the word kill and humane, like literally in the same sentence.
I mean, what are you gonna call
Like,
it? Slaughter? Are you gonna
could
call
I,
it? Yeah, you got to.
like,
You're
could
not
I go
making the
to
animal
somebody
die.
in there and just humanely kill them? Like, does that
If it was accepted to eat people,
Yes.
then absolutely
Yeah,
it would
but-
be okay.
big hypothetical if there though,
Yeah,
and we're not in that
but it's not
situation
acceptable
again.
to eat people.
Yeah, and I mean, we extend as vegans, we just extend that stewardship, that compassion, and that strength to the little ones that are helpless because they don't have a voice. Like
It's absolutely acceptable to eat animals.
and we can't continue this conversation. We can't continue this conversation.
God.
I am not religious. No, I'm not religious. And religion is also created by man. Religion was created by basically money and control.
And it would be
Um,
nice to be one of them. with
And
all that
even
money.
if you read, like in the Bible, if you read the Bible's very vegan forward.
Oh, I don't
Like,
think about it. I was just wondering. if
oh,
you-
okay, gotcha. No, I'm not religious.
I don't put what I feel on
Yeah,
any
me
pie.
either. And
I
this
just
is
asked a simple
this is
question and
exactly.
answered that.
And there's a big misconception with what I'm doing right now. People say you
Oh,
should
I
not.
feel like you were trying to get me to be a vegan. 'cause
Yeah.
I mean, it would
Well, I
you're
am.
barking up- Well, you're
But
barking up.
I am. Let me amplify.
I own animals.
I know, but we're not trying to force
I
our
own
beliefs on
animals
others.
That get butchered.
Yeah, we're here to say that they shouldn't
Black
have
Angus,
our
like, you don't
beliefs.
need 'em, but a lot of these stores have my Black Angus, both my families.
Yeah.
Black Angus in them. I mean, of
Yeah.
course we're going to eat meat.
Yeah, but we're just here saying we shouldn't be able to force our views on those helpless than us, and that's the animals. And when we vote for meat, cheese, milk, and eggs, we're kind of exacting our beliefs and forcing our beliefs that they should die on them. So it's something to walk away with. I can see. I'm not going to change your mind.
Somebody's gonna have to go for other people to live. I mean, it's
Well,
just how it works.
it's so, well, we're so intelligent as a species right now, and we're converging, and we have so much technology. We can't. We're not going to be able to use that excuse in like 10 years. Like we will most likely be tilting vegan because people who care about the animals, they're going to change. Like I myself wasn't vegan for 30 years, and I had no idea that what I was doing was wrong, and I felt
Right now,
fucking mad.
If enough people went vegan,
Yeah.
my family wouldn't have a business. So
Yeah,
hopefully-
but you can always change. You can always change that.
people are eating
There's a
meat
there's a group
long
called
after my
there's a
life.
group called Viva. They go onto farms and they repurpose farms. They help farmers take everything animal and convert that to everything plant based and
I
keep
can't do it.
and keep that. I know it's different on the beat. You might think because you're on the beat, and I understand that. But there will be more constructs and frameworks like this coming that are going to help farmers do just that. Because we're not against farmers. You know, we're just against violence being exacted on you know, the helpless, the innocent. So.
I got you. You know, and it's all perspective as well. It's definitely all perspective.
I bet you
What
deep
call
in your heart,
violence-
I bet you deep in your heart, you have the same perspective as me, though.
I mean, what you call violence, I call putting food on people's tables. I mean,
Yeah.
I consider myself a hero.
Would you think that?
Supply.
I get you. But you don't think putting a knife across a throat and then blood pouring out, gushing, and all the things that come with that, that's not violence?
No, that's not really. Nah.
I'm going to disagree on that one.
It depends on how you do it, where you do it, when you do it.
What's your name, man? I'm
My
Jimmy.
name's James.
Oh my God, we're both the same name. I'm
That's a
James
good
too.
name.
Well, have a great one. Just
Absolutely.
you know, something to think about. I'm just out here doing some outreach tonight,
Absolutely,
so thanks for
absolutely.
stopping by.
On YouTube?
I'm on YouTube Live. Yeah.
What's the, right now we're live?
Yeah, I mean, if you want, I don't know, if I give you a card, would you look up resources at all? Like I have a.
Look up your YouTube channel.
Okay, yeah, I got it right here. My YouTube's on here too, but there's other resources that can like enlighten you nutritionally, and they just show you different things. Like I said, we're not against farmers at all. You know, farmers are for the most part, the fabric of our kind of.
And it's my family's farm. You know, I'm not.
Yeah.
Doing it, but
We're just against like unnecessary harm. That's it. It's simple.
Well, I don't think it's unnecessary.
Okay, sir. All right, have a good one. No one wants to be on camera here tonight, guys. So I kind of left it at an impasse there. He wasn't really conceding that what we do to animals is violent. So I can't really go on and continue that conversation. So we kind of divided that. Nobody's forcing anybody to eat meat. If you don't want to, you don't have to, but leave the rest of us alone. The thing is, the Liberty Ghost, you are forcing your will on others, the animals. They don't have a choice. So we are not forcing our will on others. You guys are forcing your opinions, your beliefs on others. So you have to back up, look at it from a macro perspective, and realize that you are the one that's doing just that. What's up, LS? All right, guys. I think I got about 45 minutes left out here tonight. I got to pick up my daughter. You guys trying to shut people down is absolutely forcing your will on others. We're standing up for victims, my friend. So, I mean, if you were in the victim's place, you would want somebody violently opposing the predator's behavior as well. I guarantee you. Like, say you're in the movie Hostel and you're tied down to a chair and there's an executioner coming in and somebody intervenes and gets in their face and tries to protect you. You would want that protector to speak loudly, forcefully, and protectively. So don't give me that shit. Do you think cows want their throats ripped open? Right? It's like, how can this LS says, do you think cows want their throats ripped open? How can people not see that as violence? Yes, my daughter's vegan. She's been vegan since birth. She thrives on a plant-based diet. Wife was vegan when she was pregnant with her, thrived. Don't listen to all the bullshit propagated by industry, because there sure is a lot of bullshit propagated by industry that festers into the medical community and all of a sudden becomes law that you have to give a child animal product. If you can't breastfeed, use plant-based formula. Don't use cow's milk. It will accelerate their growth like none other. Cow's milk is meant for a baby cow. Liberty Ghost, it very much so violent when a lion eats. And lions don't have moral agency like us. It's obligatory. They're obligatory carnivores. We have moral agency. We can steward and protect. Yeah, I know, Gray Sky. Both those guys, I don't think wanted to be on camera. The first guy was, and then the longer we got into the convo, I'm gonna try to tilt it though, so maybe I'll catch him like right here, a little wider breadth, because that's where they were essentially behind me. How do I? So far from first says, how do I get morals? You have them. They're in your heart. You're already. You have your morals, which most people, I would garner to say, have the good morals, like in their hearts. That's what I would say. Yeah, this might be a better angle. Like you guys can pick up sound bites, right? At least my mic's on, right? No, morals definitely do not come from religion. Choose to want the. Yeah. Religion loves to take credit for coming up with morals, but that is absolutely not the case. I mean, most religions condone the killing of animals for food. Sorry, that's not in sync with your standpoint there. Sorry, my friend. Religion essentially architected by the plutocrats and the elite and the people that wanted to architect a control mechanism. And unfortunately, they did a really good job because they've inundated so many people to still be religious and killing animals in the name of religion. Trevor says the guy has no idea what he's talking about. Oh, okay. Trevor, ill feelings. Are you selling drugs out there? Nope. I am not selling drugs. Just selling some, giving away for free some perspective. There's definitely no money involved with what I'm doing here. Are you insane? I'm not insane. Man, what happened? How did there's like an influx of trolls that just happened. Is killing an insect just as immoral as killing a mammal? Matthew, I'd say there's a gradient of sentience. I would say insects might not have the same sentience that, say, a mammal does, but killing is killing. And we're not perfect either. Vegans are not perfect either. But there's one big difference between vegans and non-vegans. We do not pay for the direct exploitation of animals. We do not pay for it. So if something peripherally happens, and it will, we will kill rodents and the like and insects. It will. 98% of the world is not vegan. These farmers are not stewarding their land in a compassionate way. But eating food and surviving is justified. Eating food from an animal is not justified. Not anymore. Not anymore, guys. Not when we got everything readily available for us. Is having goods that are made by slaves vegan? Well, once again, Leon, that's a red herring. That's not what we're doing. That's not what we're talking about tonight. I mean, obviously, once we get to a certain level, at least get the baseline established, nobody's eating animals, we can start working on these things. But this is the bare minimum, guys. We're not asking you to come out here and speak up for animals and kind of intercept the collective school of thought. We're just asking you to stop eating them. Baseline is vegan. Take them off your plates. Meat, cheese, milk, and eggs. You don't need any of it. No, it doesn't. Believe it or not, meat is it does not sync with human anatomy. But we're not getting into nutrition here, okay? See if we can get some more people out here. That guy was funny. He's like, I'll get my daughter out here and she is going to school you in nutrition. And maybe she would. Maybe she knows more about nutrition than I do. But, I mean, I tried to alluded to him that educational systems and even nutritional educational systems are all built off sponsorships of bodies and entities that fund said educational systems. And a lot of misinformation has festered in because of that, unfortunately. So even an RD or a nutritionist, they most of the time will not be giving out sound, 100% sound information. There's going to be voids in there where they will recommend people eat meat and cheese, milk and eggs. I mean, this is all fallacy. Hi, guys. Anyway, Trevor, because he's not getting enough high quality protein. Okay. I eat a lot of protein, probably 140 a day, something like that. 140 grams. When I was lifting, I'd probably eclipse the 200-gram mark. But vegans could be strong, guys. There's a lot of vegan bodybuilders out there, vegan powerlifters, marathonists, ultra marathonists. Morality is a concept, right and wrong. There you go. Exactly, Panda. It's a concept. It's not based on religion, and it's really. I mean, people say it's subjective. It shouldn't be subjective. I mean, it's pretty objective. Like when I was talking to that guy, that when you slit an animal's throat open, that's violence. That's pretty objective. What's going on, buddy? How are you? You want to try?
Nah, I'm way too hungry. I gotta get home.
Heard. Okay. Yes, you can get your B12 needs as vegan, but as humans, we're biologically made to eat meat. That's all fallacy, man, McFarland. Who told you that? We're omnivores, you're correct, but we are opportunistic omnivores. I mean, I could eat a fucking human if I wanted to. I'd digest it. We're definitely not made to eat meat. That is fallacious. If we were, like, look at our canines, right? Look at our canines. Do you think with these canines, we could naturally go up to an animal in the wild, no tools, no tech, no 2024 shit, naturally with our bare hands, or say a stick, harvest an animal, cook it, and eat it? Highly doubtful. Hi, guys. Yeah, I don't think so. What's going on, guys? How are you? You doing, sir? What's going on, guys? How are you? Good. Nice to see you guys. How you doing? You guys want to try? I could challenge you a little bit. Okay. This guy hates eggs. This is like the vegan dog that chose Meta. Oh my god. You guys are trolling. No, I'm not selling drugs, bruh. Can't believe you just said that. Now, cavemen have been eating meat thousands of years ago. Well, did you think about what I just said? I think it makes sense. I mean, when you see roadkill on the road, you're not getting hungry from roadkill. All instinct, intuition, everything. You're not getting hungry from that roadkill. It all points towards we are herbivores, not omnivores. We are architected in a way that we are opportunistic omnivores, but that's definitely not how we are supposed to eat. Look at heart disease, number one killer. What's it from? Animal products. There's your bellwether. Gray Sky, carnivores don't cook and season their food. Yeah, that too. Exactly. Great point, Gray Sky. A lot of people could eat less meat, though. Well, we don't have to eat it at all, McFarland. It's ridiculous that we're eating it at all. The animal that has to die for your once-a-month meal does not care that he's a once-a-month meal. That's his entire life that you're just taking from him and his family. I mean, and honestly, guys, you're killing. These are kids for the most part. They're children. They're young. Chronologically speaking, meat is on a net basis is cold when they're young. I mean, I don't think that's very macho or exemplary. It's pathetic. When you see a dirty bitten apple on the road, you're not also getting hungry. Oh, Kylie coming in. But you do get hungry when you see the live animal? That's what I would say. That's what I would come back with. I don't think you do. I don't get hungry. I never got hungry when I looked at a cow. What's going on, buddy? How are you? You want to try? Could challenge you a little bit. Start calling all these people out. Next, I'm gonna start switching up my bait attempt. Lemony says, "Oh no, those lions just ate a gazelle. The horror." It's a red herring. We're not. You're distracting from the conversation. I get it. The excuses just pump out. Trust me, I was the same way. But that has nothing to do with what we're talking about. Lab meat is the problem, and you don't have to eat lab meat, Jason. You do not have to eat lab meat. Lab-grown meat. You can just eat chickpeas, lentils, split peas, beans, rice, tempeh soy, tofu. Fruits and vegetables, farro, quinoa, black rice, forbidden rice. You can eat kiwi, apples. I mean, there is a myriad of food in the plant kingdom of which you can get your nutrition with. You do not need anything from an animal. And fun fact, every single, even an orange has every single essential amino acid. An orange. Think about that. You eat enough food, you're going to aggregate the proper essential amino profile that you need. You just got to eat enough calories, eat enough food. It's so simple, guys. Well, oldie, check out challenge22.com. They will hook you up with a free nutritionist, and they'll guide you on what you can eat with your kind of stipulations, and it's all free. Just think challenge22.com, and they'll help you out for free. And there's tons of resources there. Also, if anybody likes the video tonight, like and subscribe. I do these videos once a week. This week I'm doing them twice. Had a little extra free time. What's going on, buddy? How are you? Yeah, sure. Looks like we're going to have a conversation here in a sec. No, I'm not religious, Austin. Self-righteous. I'm not. Believe it or not, I'm not at all. And honestly, when I was first faced with the the vegan message, I called the person who's like me right now very self-righteous. So I get it. What's going on? How are you?
Hey, how you doing?
You got a second to? Yeah, I'm on YouTube Live. I hope you don't mind.
No.
Okay,
No.
it's just 3 questions. Super easy. The first one is, do you know what veganism is? Do you know the definition of it?
No animal products.
No animal products. Okay, so very close. So it's no animal products, but it's not about food. Essentially, if you were tilting it that way, maybe you weren't. It's more so like the rejection of using others for our pleasure, our taste convenience, our habit, and stuff like that, and just not using others, meaning animals, for that. So that's basically what it is. If it has to do with food, yeah, of course we don't want to eat those things, but there's entertainment involved, animal products, vivisection, all kinds of use of animals. The second question is, do you respect animals?
Yeah, I'd say.
Right?
I would say
All of our hearts, I think we all do. I don't know if you have pets, I have a few. But the third question hits, and it's, do you think you can still respect them while paying for them to die? Or paying for them to go to slaughter? And I'm not trying to catch you out because I did that for 30 years,
Yeah.
and same thing. But what do you think of that question?
I don't know. I think personally, and maybe it's a selfish perspective, but I just think that animals and humans are not on the same level, just because of, if anything, the accomplishments that we have made compared to animals. And some animals have, like been able to build things, and they've
Yeah.
have certain lifestyles, and it's really cool to see. But
Yeah.
when you compare it to like cars and like what we
Yeah.
have now,
Yeah, the tech and the new age of technology.
yeah, I think
what
it
we've
almost
created.
makes people think that they have the right to,
Yeah.
you know.
Well, yeah, it just led you right to it. So basically, yeah, we are smarter, and I don't value animals over humans. Honestly, I don't even love animals. I would say I like them, but I'm not an animal lover, right? But I don't want to be a part of seeing people get or others get hurt. And as vegans, we try to extend our values, our stewardship to them because they're sentient just like us.
Yeah.
Like they have a central nervous system, a brain, the ability to have a family and have a subjective experience of life.
Yeah, it's like discriminating against someone who doesn't speak the same language as you because you don't understand it. Just because you don't understand the cow doesn't mean they don't
Exactly.
have
That's a perfect analog, and most people are reflexively opposed to me presenting an analog like that. But since we're stronger than them, and we're just more robust intellectually, and we are the apex, don't you think that should mean we should steward them and protect them, and maybe just be their guardians? What do you think about that?
Isn't like being like the bigger person?
As
Like,
just being
like,
just
I'm stronger, so I'm not gonna
Exactly.
use my power to
Say-
conquer everything or whatever.
Exactly. Conceding that might is right mentality and taking on more of a stewarding and protective mentality.
I could definitely see how we could do that, and we could decrease the amount of like animal cruelty and
Yeah.
definitely the amount of animal products in general, like
Yeah.
food. But I could never see it being permanently extinct. Even
Yeah.
like I've seen videos and different like just writings and stuff on the internet.
Yeah.
There are plant burgers and plant XYZ that'll taste or work just as the same as an animal version.
Yes.
And I still, despite that fact, and I'm on board with that.
Yeah.
I just think
Yeah.
that with other people, you could not 100%.
Yeah. Some people are never going to change.
Yeah.
They're just not going to change.
You just can't
But
phase them.
what we have found is that people that care will change. Like there are many people going vegan right now. Many people changing their kind of action mechanisms towards more of that of compassion. And the reason it's so easy not to right now is because 98% of us are not vegan. That's the collective. That's all the commercials you see on TV. That's what your friends and family do most likely. My dad, my parents are still not vegan. Basically, the inertia right now is so formidable on the side of meat and cheese and milk and eggs. So you have the choice. Like we have the choice now in 2024, almost 25, to where we can say, you know what? I'm going to be an example to my friends and family. I'm going to take myself out of this equation. And I'm not asking people to like come out like me and just, hey, come over here. But the baseline, we can at least just take them off our plates and all products of. And that way, boycott this effing industry that's so violent and just so inherently oppressive, which is the animal agriculture industry.
Well, a question that I kind of have,
Yeah.
conversely, is like, do you see something wrong with? I mean, well, do you think that humans are like carnivores, herbivores?
That's funny. We were just having this chat. So, so we are opportunistic omnivores right now. Like we have the ability to. I could eat a human right now. I could literally eat a human, and I would digest it, and everything would be fine.
Are there not sicknesses that come with that though?
That's where we would point back to the leading cause of heart disease is too much saturated fat, and that saturated fat is definitely from animal products. I mean, we're talking the tune of 500,000 people dead every year because of animal products, overconsumption, overnutrition. You can be healthy on both diets, and that's why I like to in the beginning say it's not about food, it's about the ethos underneath it. You can be healthy on both diets, but if you look at our teeth, these little teeth back here, these canines. Paint a hypothetical, you go into the woods, you go into the forest, and you see, I don't know, a squirrel. Do you think you could, for one, outrun the squirrel, catch it, put it in your mouth, somehow dismember it, harvest it, and then eat it and not just fuck up your entire body? Or they probably wouldn't do to that extent, but it would be not a good effect on your body.
Yeah, it's not the same as
yeah.
like a lion catching.
Instinctually, when you're driving down the road and you see roadkill, and you see the roadkill, do you think, does that make you hungry? That doesn't make you hungry, right?
Nah.
So instinctually, we are built herbivorous, and there are many plant-based doctors out there. There's one, his name is Milton Mills, and he goes in depth of why he thinks we're herbivorous and has studies and peer-reviewed everything on his findings on why he thinks we're herbivorous. I mean, all the anatomy is really case in point, and then the intuition, the instinct. So I would ask you, like, boom, put you in the limelight. What would stop you from going vegan?
Not even the meat.
Yeah.
Like I've said, I've seen videos of plant-based meat, and
Yeah.
they've given it to people blindly.
Yeah.
And they haven't been able to tell the difference.
Yeah, yeah.
It's just there are so many animal products in snacks.
Yeah.
And, like,
It's-
things
they're
that I would
ubiquitous.
go-
They're ubiquitous.
That I wouldn't even think to.
Yeah, and that goes back to the 98%. 98% of people are not, and businesses and companies, of course they're using all that because they see nothing wrong with it, and it's economically, it makes sense. It's for like filler and taste texture and seasoning, whatever.
It seems like it would be a lot
so-
harder to go vegan.
But it sounds like you could. From what you're telling me, it sounds like you really could. Take my card.
Of course,
It's got
yeah,
some
I
resource on it.
I was curious what your YouTube channel is.
Yeah, you'll see it on there in the bottom. It says James Durkin. But there's resource on there for your nutritional questions and how to navigate that space. You can definitely find resources. And wouldn't you agree that if you could, then the ethically right thing to do would be to go vegan?
If it was relatively convenient, I would go vegan right now.
Yeah, but I would say the convenient factor. Like, do you think it matters from the animal's outlook? Like, if it's convenient, like they don't
If I was
care.
in a pen, I'd be
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
I don't
yeah,
care if
right.
it's
Yeah,
convenient or not. I don't
exactly,
wanna-
exactly.
You know?
So thanks for seeing eye to eye with me here. But moving forward, we let people know that every moment in day and week you're not vegan, you're going to be paying for animals to die on your behalf. And you can stop that right now. Stop that shit right now. And you have all the resources that you need that are out there. There's a few on the card. But what was your name, by the way?
Kellen.
Kelly?
Kellen.
Kellen. I'm Jimmy. So nice to
Jimmy,
meet you.
nice to meet you. I'm definitely gonna check out your
Yeah,
YouTube channel.
check it out. I appreciate you stopping by.
No, this looks really cool. I hope to see
Yeah.
you. I hope to see you around here more.
Yeah, absolutely. I love it. I've heard it was gonna rain today, so I'm like, I'll come under here. And there's like a lot of wind, so I'm like, I'll just make camp here. I really appreciate you stopping and listening and having an open heart. I really
Of course,
appreciate
it was
that.
really nice
So-
to meet you. Really nice to hear your perspective.
Yeah, absolutely.
You have a great
All right,
rest of your
well, have a great day. Drive safe.
Thank you. I will.
Hi, guys. All right, so I got about another half an hour, and then I'm going to be heading back out. Let's see. He was really cool. His name was Kellen, and I think he's gonna think about it. Hopefully, go vegan. All right, Gray Sky. Take care. Thanks for the support, and see you next time. What's the point of this? We're just out here having individual-to-individual conversations, trying to get people to think a bit, because mainstream media and the kind of exposures that are never talk about the vegan message because it's monetarily behooved that they don't. That's why I'm out here, and there'll be more and more of us coming out and doing this. You might be talking to one of us, who knows, soon. We're just going to try to paint some accountability into the air, and not only that, like, educate people that don't even know. Most people don't even know that what they're doing is, it's just not ethically sound. Not anymore. All I want vegans to do is garden, and most vegans would want to garden too. Not all of us have that privilege right now. What's going on, buddy? I think the goal is the veganic garden, the veganic food forest. And that's where I would like to be at some point. And yes, we all know there are rodents and insects that are killed, but that's not what we're talking about here. We're talking about voting for the direct exploitation of an animal for unnecessary nutrition, actually harmful nutrition. What is your purpose here? The host seems to want to spread awareness. No, LS is He's moderating for me, and yeah, sometimes we come off, defensive because we're defending animals.
So she had me on schedule Tuesday, but I think I have to
And of course, sometimes we get emotional because we are defending people or others that don't have a voice.
I know. He's something. He's funny, but he's too much sometimes. Like,
Actually, guys, I might have misspoke. I got 10 minutes. I got 10 more minutes. Forgot I got to pick my daughter up at 6:30. Uh, so I got 10 more minutes. If you guys want, anybody in the chat that wants to see more videos like this where I outreach non-vegans, uh, like and subscribe, please. I will keep making videos, and regardless if you like and subscribe, doesn't matter. But if you might think you might get something from it, like and subscribe. Absolutely. What's up, Nathan? Thank you, Nathan, for your activism. Appreciate you. Welcome to the chat. Quit killing my food's food. Hey, what's up, Navia? Navia, I saw you in Chip's chat earlier today. I was in there for like 15 minutes and I had to go. But man, he talked to a lot of people today. That crowd, I wish I had crowds like that around here. Like, that was awesome. He just pull people and get them over. I think I'm going to go to DC sometime soon when it gets a little more, when the climate gets a little more inviting. Take the drive down there. I do have some areas where there's quite a bit of people. One time I was outside the Washington Monument, which, I wish I had a different kind of model at that point. It probably could have got more people in. What's going on, buddy? How you doing? Just goes by shaking his head, making a face. I love how people just go by shaking their head, making a face. Yeah, Chip is amazing. Thanks, Navia. Yeah, Chip actually inspired me to go live, for sure. Seeing his videos, I was like, that's an amazing idea. And, I feel like it has some utility for sure. Like, right now, there's 161 people in the room. And we will just keep coming out and being here, non-vegans, and hopefully conversing with you one day. And hopefully it doesn't come to that. Hopefully you'll go vegan earlier than that. I mean, I would say go watch the best speech you'll ever hear on YouTube by Gary Yourofsky. That's what got me. I watched it, and well, it took me 2 times to watch it. But, I mean, truth eclipses everything eventually. What do they say the 3 stages of truth are? What are they? Ridicule, which most people will ridicule, make fun of people. The second one is violent opposition. And I don't know if we're in that stage yet or not. I would hope we're in that because this isn't too bad. But violent opposition could go, a myriad of ways. It could heighten. It could get worse than it is right now. What's going on, buddy? How are you? You want to try? Could challenge you a little bit. All right. And after violent opposition comes acceptance. And that's when we concede and we realize that truth eclipses all things. It's actually a nice night out here. I was actually planning of going to a different location tonight. And I was kind of glad this happened. And I still want to go to this other location. But my wife was reminding me that there's a lot of hunters in this other location. It's kind of down near the woods, and all the restaurants are big meat restaurants, and there's a lot of hunters. But I will still be going there, and maybe later this week, we'll see. It's just another area. Oh, there you go. Go to the ghetto. Soy isn't good meat. A lot of misconceptions about soya. Most are propagated by business industry themselves because there's a lot of money that is out there that doesn't want people to eat soya as a protein. They want people to eat meat and cheese and milk and eggs. So soya has something called estrogen in it, but it's not a mammalian estrogen. It's a phytoestrogen. It comes from plants, and it's about 1,000th the potency of mammalian. Mammalian estrogen that comes from cows is just one of the worst things you can inflate your body with. But there's just a lot of misconceptions about that in general. It all comes down to money. Yeah, phytoestrogen. It's also been known to prevent certain types of cancers in women. So, kind of a bonus for soya. Once again, guys, the nutrition argument is off of the table. There is no nutrition argument. It's over. It's over. Okay, now we go right to ethics. Are you a person that wants to exact your might is right over a helpless youngling just for the sake of taste pleasure? Do you want to be an example to those around you, somebody that does that? Or do you want to take a effing stand and say, I don't believe in this, and my actions will reflect that, and I'm taking myself out of this just cycle of violence. If we're not supposed to eat meat, then why do we have canine teeth? Tim, I don't know if you were just getting here, but the guy I was just talking to, I just addressed that. Do you think you could go into the woods and just manually run down an animal, open them up with your canine teeth? Come on, we got to be carnivores, we got to be omnivores here now. And then harvest him and then eat him with no tools, no nothing? Because if the answer is no, then you're pretty much conceding that you are not a carnivore. You are not an omnivore by design. We are herbivores by design. Herbivores. Tim, you're not. Buddy. Anatomically, opportunistically, we can be omnivores. I could eat a human. I could probably eat a human. Actually, I'm sure I could eat a human because people have eaten humans. But is that how we were architected? Was that the design, the intent? These are questions we have to ask, not these broad-based, stupid questions. I'll give you $100 to eat a burger. Nah, I'm good. Honestly, you could not give me $1 million. Sorry. Gaming, you can go Google it if you want. I just explained to you the fallacy. It says LS. James says, ignoring my question. I'm not convinced. I didn't even hear the question, James. Hit me with it real quick. James, what do you say about animals that eat other animals? Well, those animals have obligatory mechanisms that compel them to eat other animals. They are moral patients. They're not moral agents. What's up, buddy? How are you? You want to try? All good. They're moral patients. We are moral agents. We have the ability to make decisions, be responsible, and steward and protect, and not eat other animals. Those animals, like lions, they'll also kill their kids. They'll also rape other animals. Can't base our morality and behaviors on the animal kingdom. But, a lot of people think that. So I hope I answered your question. I hope it makes sense. But we have moral agency. Lion rape? No, I'm saying you can't base your behavior on that of other animals. Animals rape each other, kill each other, commit infanticide. That's what I'm saying, a piece of smile. I'm trying to draw an analog in those respects. That's all. Okay, guys, I'm going to wrap it up. It's really light out here as far as foot traffic tonight. But I had a few good conversations. I think two. I think the first and the third were the best. Thanks for everybody who's watching and who tuned in. And non-vegans, think about going vegan. Think about taking that stand. You can do it. And it's good to be ahead of history, because this is where we're going. The arc of history is on our side, the vegans and the animals. So please go vegan. Thanks for my support team. Thanks LS for moderating, and Navia, and anybody who I forgot. You guys are awesome. And we will see you soon. I'll see you probably later this week. All right, everybody. Have a great vegan night.